Meri and I could work it out, maybe.
Found out about it, and Christine balked at a reconciliation.
And it just rattles Christine.
She was at my house and she was falling apart.
Do you think if Christine didn't object that Meri and Kody would?
Because when Kody says and thinks that type of stuff, it usually happens.
Every time I was with her, she wasn't nice, and I'm bored. Well, I was not able to get out of that relationship. I can't live in a world where she is. Relationship work. I'm like, why would I do this?
So, which is it? Was Christine the one stopping him from making up with Meri? Or was it that Meri just wasn't interesting enough for him? I'm honestly still trying to get over that interview. It seriously looked like he was in the middle of some kind of mental breakdown. His face was all puffy, his eyes wide and glossy like he'd been hitting the bottle. The whole thing was so dramatic and emotional that even Suki looked visibly uncomfortable. Honestly, I think he freaked her out when he grabbed her like that. I know I would have been terrified. Now, let's talk about the timing of all this. Kody and Robyn, both seem pretty intent on making this all Christine's fault. It's almost like they're doing everything they can to isolate her from the rest of the family, while Robyn conveniently takes her spot. And Kody's blatant disdain for Meri right now? Yeah, that pretty much proves this whole story is total nonsense. It's just a made-up excuse to make Christine look bad. We've got so much to dive into today, so let's not waste any time. Let's jump straight into it. Hey everyone, what's up? It's Elena here, and welcome back to my channel Reality Nexus X. Do Kody and Robyn have a clue about what people really think of them? I had this late-night thought. Do you think they're aware of the general consensus? I can't imagine they're hanging out on the internet, but I highly doubt there are many supportive corners of the internet where they're concerned. Part of me hopes they know, and it forces them to take a hard look in the mirror, maybe even snap out of their delusions. But let's be real, it probably doesn't faze them at all. I also wonder if any of the OG wives or kids ever stumble upon these threads. There's so much love and support for them out there. But who knows? Maybe they've got blinders on. I'm sure Kody and Robyn know they're hated, but let's be honest, they've probably come up with 53 different ways to play the victim. Mykelti, bless her heart, once admitted they were aware of the hate, and even hired a PR firm to clean up their image. This was a while ago, at the end of last season, I think. The dislike has only grown since then, though, and let's be real, the PR efforts? Total flop. Now, Robyn's ham-fisted attempt at a redemption arc this season? Yeah, she's very much aware of public opinion, and you can bet she's passed that knowledge on to Kody. I'm honestly curious how much Robyn's adult kids know about the hate. They've definitely got a front-row seat to the public's disdain, given their Instagram accounts are flooded with hate comments. But knowing them, they're probably blaming TLC for how they're portrayed. Because why take responsibility when you can play the blame game? Kody's vision for his future sounds suspiciously like a rewrite of his dad's ranch, only with more guest houses and, apparently, his own personal kingdom. When Kody was chatting with Mykelti about his dream of owning tons of land, he went on about having a huge house with 1 million guest rooms, so his kids could always come back and live near him. Oh, isn't that exactly what his dad's ranch was? A giant family compound where everyone lived together and worked for the good of the ranch. So is this a case of Kody spinning some tall tales, or is he just showing his true colors as a one-of cult leader? Either way, it's pretty clear that the OG 13 were smart enough to run from that mess, and the OG wives have taken their lead. The OG kids are never coming back, and Kody can keep building all the guest houses he wants. It won't change a thing. Honestly, it's one thing to trash talk your kids, but it's another to do it on national television. And according to Nephew Ben, the ranch wasn't some glamorous retreat. Instead, it was a collection of old, beat-up trailers where the wives and kids were supposed to live. Doesn't sound like the paradise Kody's dreaming up, does it? What Kody really wants is what his father had, respect and control. The thing is, his dad, Win, never truly respected Kody. He saw right through him. It's time Kody let go of that pipe dream. The big house, the Brown family ranch, the compound, It's never happening. That ship sailed years ago, and at this point, he's burned every bridge with his family. When Kody talks about building his celestial kingdom on Earth, it sounds more like the early stages of some weird religious sect than a healthy family vision. But surprise, surprise, his followers are long gone. All that's left is his delusional grandeur. Add this to the ever-growing list of rewatch realizations that I swear hit harder each year. A big one from this rewatch is the episode where Kody's teaching Truly to ride a bike. She's terrified and it's painfully obvious. She's even communicating exactly what she needs from him. And of course, Kody brushes it all off, saying she has no choice but to do it. Classic Kody, followed by Truly's iconic "My body, my choice." And then, same episode, Aurora, 16 or 17, has a panic attack. She's sobbing hysterically, no tears, and Kody scooped her up, carries her upstairs, and calmly tells her, "Just look at me. It's okay." So to recap, Truly the tender, crying child, anger and force. Aurora, almost an adult, soft words and comfort. Can you spot the pattern? And look, I'm not blaming Aurora here. Robyn's likely been grooming her for this role for years. When Robyn says, "I feel like I did this to her," she's not entirely wrong. But it's not because the move caused it. Aurora used to be the fun, bubbly kid. Remember, it was Brianna who used to be the diva and crybaby. Oh, and by the way, update. Truly now knows how to ride a bike. One of David's sons taught her. Funny, Kody's never shown much interest in Truly's milestones. He's always treated her like an inconvenience, a burden. Her needs don't matter. His wants do. That's what the people who say, Christine shouldn't have moved Truly away from her father, don't seem to grasp. He doesn't love Truly. She's just a pawn to him, a weapon to use against Christine. It's better for her to be far from that. And speaking of Kody's responsibilities, let's revisit Season 7, Episode 1. Kody's been putting Robyn's kids to bed, snuggling them, since their courtship. Yeah, courtship. Apparently, this is a magical bonding time where the kids open up to him. But here's the kicker. Kody and Robyn are putting 14-year-old Dayton to bed, while the nanny's off holding Solomon in the kitchen. How much do you want to bet the original 13 kids never had this kind of snuggle time with Kody? And let's not even talk about the OG moms expecting it from him. From day one, Kody showed blatant favoritism. That's on him. And let's not forget Robyn. She expected all this, an outside nanny, a live-in nanny, with only 4 kids. All the while blaming Christine for not helping enough. Robyn's been playing this game from the start, and she's still the same manipulative, self-centered witch. Here's hoping Truly never watches this train wreck and starts comparing. Because, as Kody likes to say, comparison is the death of happiness. But you know, when you're an Ashat, you get to dish out advice like that. The Ysabel surgery debacle. Let's talk about this one, because it's honestly baffling how much Kody managed to get wrong. So let's rewind. When Ysabel needed actual surgery, something crucial for her health, Kody was adamant about not being there. In fact, he suggested that she and Christine just wait a little longer. Seriously? He knew Ysabel was in pain, but it was too much of an inconvenience for him to get off his butt and support his daughter. But hey, rewind a few seasons, and suddenly Kody's all in when Dayton needs an eye surgery. It's a cosmetic procedure, by the way, you know, something optional, but Kody acted like it was a life or death situation. Probably because he felt guilty since, well, he was kind of the reason Dayton got hurt in the first place. But credit where credit's due, he actually showed up for that surgery. But when it comes to Ysabel's medically necessary procedure, nope, nowhere to be found. And let's not forget, he did pay for Dayton's surgery. But when it came to Ysabel, oh no, he couldn't be bothered. Can't help but think that maybe, just maybe, his favoritism is showing. It's maddening, honestly. As a mom, even though none of my kids have needed surgery, thankfully, I've been through medical emergencies with them, and it is terrifying. The last thing you want is to feel like your child is going through something scary alone. But let's just keep piling on the double standards, shall we? Let's talk about Robyn's kids for a second, because the favoritism is so blindingly obvious. Remember when Kody was spending so much time at Robyn's house with Sol? The anthropology students noticed it too, and when asked, either Kody or Robyn justified it by saying it was because Sol had just had surgery and Kody needed to be there for him. So, Kody knows it's important to be there when your kid's going through health issues. Got it. Then there's the whole vacation comment about Isabel's surgery. I mean, really? Kody actually referred to her life-saving surgery as a vacation. And let's not forget the COVID excuse he pulled out of nowhere to avoid traveling with Isabel. Oh, I can't leave my precious tenders for that long. As if it was some grave injustice for him to be away from Robyn and her kids. But what does he do instead? He's off at a wedding, officiating like it's just another day in paradise, grinning like he just won the lottery while bouncing around the dance floor. So, apparently, he can leave the tenders when he wants to. Like that time he took off for a honeymoon with Robyn, while leaving Janelle and Christine to juggle their kids, including a baby. And let's not forget the move to Flagstaff. Convenient, right? Kody and Robyn played it off like it was some happy coincidence that they ended up in Flagstaff, but I'm not buying it for a second. We all know Dayton was going to college there, and that's why they moved. But hey, it's not like they wanted to be upfront about it. Totally no ulterior motive, right? I'm sure Robyn definitely didn't push for it. Bottom line, Kody's actions, or lack thereof, when it comes to his kids are downright infuriating. It's clear as day that his priorities are all over the place. And if that's not a textbook case of bad parenting, I don't know what is. Imagine if every time Kody got all giddy and looked directly at the camera or production team, convinced he'd just pulled off something hilarious or charming, they simply turned to him and said, "You're in a dollar hole." I mean, let's be real. There must be hundreds of moments throughout the seasons where he genuinely thought he was the funniest, most entertaining person on the planet, when really he was just totally delusional. Or better yet, when he starts lying or rewriting history, and they play him the clips of his own words. That would have been the moment the show got canceled, years ago. Now, I've worked in television, mostly documentaries, but also some reality TV, similar to Sister Wives. And let me tell you, no producer in their right mind would ever keep their job if they publicly called out someone on their nonsense. Sure, they'll do it behind their backs, but in front of the camera? Nope. That's a no-go, no matter how ridiculous someone is. In fact, I bet the production team just strokes Kody's ego every time he says or does something idiotic, knowing full well it'll encourage even more outlandish behavior. From season 1 to now, Kody and Robyn have gone from kind of normal to so unbearable you wouldn't even want them as neighbors. As for reality TV, the job of the production team isn't to hold people accountable or fix their behavior. They're there to get the most dramatic moments they can. But honestly, I wish the reunions would do a better job of calling out the hypocrisy. There needs to be way more footage of Kody and Robyn's lies and history rewriting. That would be a show I'd tune into. Kody's reign of entitlement is finally coming to an end. For years, he's managed to dodge responsibility, not financially supporting his kids, and totally ignoring his debts to Meri and Janelle for money they contributed to the family, or rather, to Robyn. On top of that, Kody's track record with money is laughable, with his consistent failure to pay the land taxes for Coyote Pass. But now, it's time for him to face the music. If Kody is ordered to pay child support, especially the massive retroactive amount owed for Truly, and tries to avoid it, he's in big trouble. We're talking losing his driver's license or even going to jail. Utah's child support enforcement is no joke. They can take action to suspend or revoke licenses in other states if someone like Kody fails to pay, thanks to federal and interstate child support laws, and don't think he can just ignore it. If Kody decides to continue his usual evasion tactics, Utah can issue an arrest warrant under the Uniform Interstate Family Support Act, UIFSA. Arizona will be more than happy to help enforce that warrant, detain him, and even extradite him back to Utah. It's interesting that this post sounds like it's already a done deal. Like a judge has made a ruling when, as far as we know, nothing's been decided yet. And just to clear up some confusion, if Kody is ordered to pay, it won't be just arrears. It's 4 years' worth of retroactive payments, which is a pretty big difference. Also, it's not just his driver's license that's on the line. If Kody has any special licenses for his gun business or anything else, those will be yanked too. Plus, any passports or federal documentation he holds will be canceled, and they'll even go after any car registrations or other licenses under his name. So in case he thought he could keep slipping through the cracks, this time, it's game over. The mystery of Dayton's ATV accident, an event that's somehow become more tangled than a reality TV plotline. The official story was that Dayton was with friends, which, sure, sounds safe and innocent. But surprise, turns out he was actually with Kody and a few of the brothers. Mykelti spilled the beans on her Patreon recently, because, of course, that's where all the juicy details come out. Apparently, Dayton wasn't wearing a helmet, great parenting move, Kody, and ended up crashing into a fence. His face got pretty mangled, and poor Hunter had to hold the pieces together while they waited for the ambulance. Yeah, that's some next-level trauma bonding right there. As for the wild part, Robyn, ever the negotiator, apparently tried to get her ex to foot half of Dayton's medical bills. A cool $28,000, just for his share. That was part of the adoption deal, because why not throw in a little financial drama too? The ex was already $4,600 behind on child support, and they forgave that debt by him giving up his parental rights. Classic. But wait, before you start blaming Kody for all of this, let's not forget how Christine might be involved, because apparently everything is her fault when things go sideways. Some people even think they used Dayton's medical bills as leverage with his biological dad to get him to sign away custody. That might be why they lied about Kody being there in the first place. Honestly, I always thought this accident happened when Dayton was with his real dad, but nope, turns out I was wrong about that too. It's like the more you know, the less you understand. Let's be real. How long do you think the Teta farms will last? After all these years of watching Sister Wives, I can't remember a time when Janelle actually followed through on anything. And let's not forget Maddie, who jumped ship from college to marry Caleb, tossing any career aspirations out the window. So what are we really looking at here? A business led by two people who can't seem to finish what they start. Have we ever actually seen Janelle finish something? She's always moving from place to place, never unpacking her boxes, and seemingly unable to commit to anything. And let's be honest, has anyone ever seen her with fresh flowers? I haven't. Maddie's now going to have 4 kids, at least, however old Axel is, and running a flower farm. Yeah, that's probably not going to be at the top of her to-do list. And as for Caleb's dedication to this whole venture, no idea. I'm sure he's a super dedicated farm guy. Hopefully, there's someone with actual business experience advising them, or else we're looking at the next Miss Sister Wives Closet situation. Now, I can't pretend to know what losing a child feels like. But in my own life, after the death of my oldest son, I made some major changes, left an unhappy marriage, quit smoking, and started focusing on what really matters. That loss gave me a wake-up call to make those changes. So maybe this is Janelle's moment too. Maybe she finally has the clarity and drive to make something of this flower farm dream, or whatever other dreams she's got cooking. Honestly though, I'm just glad she's not tied to Kody anymore. The land has to be cleared before they even think about designing the farm, so I'm not holding my breath. Based on past experience, it doesn't look good. But hey, she's not distracted by Kody anymore, and it is her dream, although I'm pretty sure her previous dream was a farm-to-table situation. If she's enjoying herself, though, that's what really matters. I hope they hire people because, let's face it, managing a farm that size? It's going to be a ton of work, especially when you're dealing with frequent droughts and floods. Look, Janelle likes to act like she's the financially savvy one, but we've never seen much evidence of that on the show. That said, I'm going to give her the benefit of the doubt and chalk up her questionable decisions over the years to trying to please Kody. Now that he's out of the picture, maybe she'll actually start making better choices. I'm rooting for her. Really, I am. But let's not kid ourselves. Farming isn't just playing with flowers. It takes serious knowledge, skill, equipment, irrigation, hard physical labor, and, of course, business savvy. And with perishable products like flowers, you need to hustle to get them to market when they're ready. So good luck, guys. You're gonna need it. Let me know what you think in the comments. Don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe to my channel. I'll see you in the next video. Take care and much love to you all.